Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited that we're finally doing the Simmer Spotlight because you've been on two roundtables. But now
Yes.
we got your exclusive Simmer Spotlight. So Alex, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, pleasure is all mine. We were literally chatting for like 30 minutes beforehand. I'm like, we gotta go. Thank you for letting me vent about, my job.
Of course, of course. That is you have stories.
Oh yeah.
You have stories.
I have
And
stories.
I have thoughts.
Yes. Anybody, if I explain that story to anybody, they'd be like, "Oh, girl, you gotta go." And fingers crossed. Anyways, Alex, thank you so much for being here today. For anybody for listening for the first time, why don't you tell everyone a little about your simming history and a little bit about yourself?
Awesome. So I'm Alex, or the Awful Gamer. I have been playing The Sims since 2000. So I played all of the original games. I did some of the spin-offs like Sims Busting Out. And like I think almost everyone that I've talked to, the pandemic kind of brought me back into The Sims and created kind of what we have now, which is the Awful Gamer.
I love that. So, sorry, did you say that you were an OG simmer or you were not an OG simmer?
I was an OG. I've played every game. I didn't play
Okay.
them all extensively, but I've
Okay, gotcha.
played at least like Sims 1, 2, and 3.
Okay,
And
I,
now.
I I have to. I'd like to ask this question. If
Oh,
Origins came back with remastered versions, would you buy them?
absolutely. Although after seeing what I shared on our last summit, I'd be
Hmm.
scared to purchase them through Origins. And I'd be like, can I get a physical copy? I will install that in a PC if I need to.
Oh my God, yeah, I cannot believe that. So are you then Mac or PC?
I am PC.
You're PC, okay, yeah, because now it's all the EA app. Like
Yep.
Origins does not work anymore. Have you had any problems since switching over? Out of curiosity.
I had one day where I couldn't like actually open it, but
Okay.
I am like CC free. I do not play with a
Ah.
lot of CC. And so there were like workarounds that I could do to like
Hmm.
open it, so I was fine. But I have not had any issues knocking on like wood, crossing fingers, everything like that.
I love that. I did not realize that you were CC free. We're definitely gonna get in that. It's you being a storyteller. I don't know how you are not having poses. Poses are my
Yeah.
fucking life. I literally spent 2.5 hours yesterday looking for family poses and toddler poses and child poses. Like that's literally my shit. I I literally finally admitted to my fiance how many items of CC I have. It's a lot. And he was shocked. He's like, "How many do you have? Like 1,000?" And I'm like, and he's
Maybe a
like,
thousand gigabytes.
it is 60 gigabytes worth of CC.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess I can't say I'm 100% CC free. I use MC Command Center. Like
Okay.
that is the one that, but that like
That's a
fixes
mod.
the game. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've had other people's Sims featured in my stories, and they have CC. But other
Mm-hmm.
than that, it is 100% CC free.
I got you. I got you. Like anytime when at the beginning of Rose Chronicles, I used to be like, send me a sim. And I'd make them a student and they'd send me a sim. And then I would be like, hey, are you cool if I use some semi CC? I'll keep it super like how you had it. They just kind of have a Rose Chronicle look to them. And I just want to make sure that
They got a makeover.
they get a little makeover. Well, it's like a townie makeover, but it's a Rose Chronicle makeover. Let's see a little like how do you do? But I totally agree. I as I literally say this as I'm looking at all my Sims 2 stuff like right here from my previous podcast that I just don't have space for like on my shelf anymore because I my goal was to collect every um old pack of like all the Sims so I can
Ooh.
so I can just have a giant collection of these. And it really helps that my future brother-in-law works at a thrift store. So he just like literally just grabs them off for me at like dirt cheap. But I totally agree about Origins. I cannot believe that's a thing. Like you physically gave them money to buy a product and then they took it away from you. And then if you're asking for a refund and you're not giving it to them, again, like I think I screamed out the end. That's called a class action right there, my friends. And EA will learn a lesson. Don't do that. What are your
Yeah, and
thoughts?
I don't know if like because I know at one point, at least I've heard other simmers talk about it. It was like free on Origin at some point, like they did a remastered collection. So I don't know if that's what disappeared, but just seeing people post that things are disappearing and being like, oh, we'll just go buy a more recent version. That doesn't sit great. That doesn't sit great at all.
It definitely does not. Thank you so much for being part of the summit this week too. By the
Of
way, I always
course.
appreciate your thoughts. I was asking my morning spotlight if about like the summit and that like do you think the Project Renee is a builder's game? And she was like, I hope it is. And then
Same.
it's same. Like I've literally I put so much thought into this week. I really kind of hope that it is at this point, that it is just a builder's game and then they have a cast version. Could you imagine if they literally churched and stated it and just said builders buy this game, cast buys this game?
I could see it because I think back to when they had like City Skylines
Mm-hmm.
and just like all of the other different games and iterations that then didn't go well. So they kind of just merged it all into Sims 4 or like rode that as a horse and the only thing that they could ride, saying knowing that we don't have horses in the Sims 4. But I would like to see that where it would be something that's so different from what we have now. So that way
Mm-hmm.
you have like the different sections for the different people. Obviously, if it was all merged, that'd be great. But we are seeing what they're doing with an all merged system.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of different teams fixing different things at the very least.
I totally agree. I would like that. And I would honestly so like if I just wanted to build, I would just play the builder game. And if I wanted to do other things such as cast, I would do that. But then you're kind of missing the third part of the Sims, which is actual gameplay.
My favorite part, I
I
know.
know. I was gonna say, I was like, I know you're a gameplay person.
Yes, that's true. Although it'd be cool if you could like port, like instead of just like a bill buy mode, kind of like
Mhm.
what oh god, now I'm forgetting the Sim Guru. Is it Sim Guru Grant that was on the summit?
Yeah, it's great.
Where he said that like, oh, this is the apartment customization or what you guys would think of as build buy.
Mhm.
That for some reason just stuck out to me of like, is this like a separate add-on or a separate thing? Because how do you do multiplayer in building and then switch back to cast or switch to gameplay? Like those seem like they have to be separated,
I feel like
or I'm scared if they're not.
they would have to be, but again, this is EA we're talking about here. I
True.
don't know, and I don't think they know. To be honest with you, I don't think they know. I feel like I think they're gonna start stringing along. Either here's the two options I think it's gonna happen. Either Daddy EA is gonna want to push out this game super early before it's ready, and we're gonna see it next Christmas. They're gonna be like, because it's gonna be
Ooh.
teasing and teasing and teasing, and it's gonna be like, we got to get this out if we can, like, or if more leaks happen, or it's gonna be 5 years from now, and then they're just gonna stop talking about it, and then they'll never talk about it again. Like, I really kind of feel like this is the two ways right now because I'm not confident in what they keep showing us. Because they keep showing us the same fucking photos. It's the same apartment with the same color wheel and the same shit. This time they showed like you can change the textures and stuff. Cool. Okay. But it's the same stuff. And then you had the leaks of the what the world looked like. They had showed like the outside and it looked like this like apartment building and it had like a cafe on the main floor and you had the creepy Melissa McCarthy sim that just looked petrifying. You had those images come out, but there was never ever coming back to those.
Yeah.
And those were leaked from a private EA meeting. Those were not like public. Those were leaked inside. But what they've only officially ever given us is the same apartment. So are you keep working on the same thing? Or are you working on other things? But what you're it's so terrible. You like I said, you can't talk about it because Twitter will eat you alive, regardless if it's good or bad.
Have you ever played Disney Dreamlight Valley?
Yes. Yes, I
I
have.
would I would love for something like that. I
Okay.
know it's not going to happen in The Sims because like they
No.
have the different paths of like as they add more characters and more
Mm-hmm.
storylines or star paths. I would love to see something like that in The Sims where it's sure maybe the game is a little bit more expensive, although Disney Dreamlight Valley wasn't. So, see it how you
Mm-hmm.
will. And it's like, okay, this is all you can do right now, but here's our timeline of everything that's going to come
Yes.
for free. So like
Yes.
we get our base game and maybe it doesn't have toddlers, maybe it doesn't have pools, looking at you Sims 4, but they're like, in 2 months we'll have fully functioning pools and like
Hmm.
having that roadmap, I think is what they're trying to give us without giving us a roadmap. And I would love to see something like that.
Well, exactly. And well, another thing, so like Dream, the Disney game, I want to remember that name. I want to remember. I'm like, is it Dream Starlight Dew Valley?
Combining all of the
Just
favorites into one.
everything right there. Because I it's a free game right now if you have Xbox Live
Game
Pass,
Pass,
Game Pass or
something.
something. So I have it on console, and I am not a console player because I'm sitting there fucking pressing buttons, and I'm like, which one's jump? A, just fucking jumping. Like I again, like I'm old lady Stassi when I'm like have a console in my hand. I need a keyboard.
Yeah.
Or I need something where I'm like I'm physically touching the screen and the character's moving with my finger to like I'm indicating on where I want it to go. Just something on the lines of that, just because that's where how my brain works. Not like downward R2 1 3 punch. Like I don't. I that's why I can't do any form of like Smash Bros. I anytime I play Smash Bros, I'm always
Button
the
mash.
yeah, I'm the Wii yoga lady because I think that's so funny that you could just be her and her attacks are like downward facing dog and she like shoots aura at you. So I'm just always sitting there, I'm just like mashing buttons, like giving it all like keyboard cat, just fucking slamming it on. And I lose obviously right away because I'm not attacking anything besides myself because I forget who I am and what I'm doing. So I'm just like attacking, I'm just throwing auras at a wall and it's just coming back and hitting me. And I'm like, oh, my controller's vibrating. Awesome.
I'm
And
doing something good.
I'm doing something good. But anyways, so it's free because you had to pay for it, or you could have bought in a like I think it was like a good, better, best option, like for like coins and clothes and outfits and stuff. But it is turning into a freemium game this year, so it'll be free for
Oh,
everybody. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So I that was my only thing I wanted for Christmas this year. But before I knew it was going to be a freemium game, like I'm like that's the only thing I want. Technically, I wanted the Harry Potter game, but that shit's been delayed like 5 times. So I was like, oh my god, this Disney game is like coming out. Awesome. And they had all the simmers plugging it at the same time. Like everyone's like, the big guys were like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
I'm playing Dreamside Valley, like Disney, whatever it's called, like come check it out. And I was like, this is what I really want. I'm Disney girl through and through. Like I want this. And then and then Jason's like, honey, are you sure? And I said, no, of course I do. Like, he's like, no, I'm not saying you're not going to play it, but it's turning into a freemium game in February, like this February. Are you sure you're still going to want it? And I'm like, wait, what? I thought this was like a game, like a game,
Yeah.
like a fucking Animal Crossing game. No, it's a freemium game. So we bought the beta version of it if you bought it or had the Game Pass. But there is a free version coming that's going to be a freemium where you'll be able to buy more coins to buy outfits and stuff.
Will you be able to buy like new characters,
Yeah.
like bringing in Stitch
Yeah.
or something like that?
It's no different than the game that they have on their phone. It's like on the where you like build out Disney World and you get to like buy characters and there'll be like different stuff. So that's kind of what really more what that game is going to more to. So
Interesting.
I was so disappointed when I found that out. Because
I want
as we talked about free play, like that's a freemium game and it's a complex game that you kind of have to spend real money on. So I would want what you're explaining, but not
yeah.
as a freemium. I would want it as a $90 base game.
Or like I guess not now knowing that it's freemium, if it was like you could buy it and the beta version for like you said, the good, better, best.
Yeah.
And depending on what you bought, then like as they roll out more stuff, that's
Mm-hmm.
just added on because you bought
Yes.
it early access.
Yes.
That would be great.
That
And
would
then
be
it's
great.
like if you're not and you just want the free version, and then you can pick and choose, I want cats and dogs, I want a pool, I want toddlers, I
Mm-hmm.
want the basics. Then whenever you're ready to come on board, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Can you do both? Can we have both EA?
Right? Can you actually give us shit we want instead of like the shit we don't want? Speaking of stuff we want, the new expansion pack coming out has been on everybody's wish list for so long. It has been screamed since 2020 that the next expansion pack was going to be Generations. It wasn't in 2020 because it was Cottage Living, and it wasn't in 20. No, Cottage Living was 2021, and it wasn't
Yes.
it in 2022 because it was high school. So people actually thought they're like, oh, we're not getting Generations pack. We got high school. They're not going to do this. Like we already have Parenthood, and then they're like, you know what? We're going to give you Generations. Go have fun. What are your thoughts about the trailer? Because that's not something that we had talked about from a couple days ago.
I thought the trailer was done excellently, if I can words. I think that everything that they did from the creation of the trailer and showing things were really, really cool. Although most of their trailers I feel are really, really cool. We'll see what happens when it comes to like the actual
Mm-hmm.
pack itself. The thing that I'm excited about is the one thing that I want from The Sims, which is depth. Like I want
Yeah.
more depth in the game. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing that I'm worried about is, you know how they rolled out those fears and wants and then just like abandoned them?
Yes.
I'm worried they realize that they could make a pack out of it, and that's what all of the midlife crises are going to be, or stuff like that. And that's
Mm,
all it's going to be, and not
okay.
like, I mean, obviously we're getting infants, and there'll be more stuff there, but I'm worried that there's not going to be a whole lot more of in-depth gameplay. It's just going to be like your sim now has a fear that he needs to buy. I was going to say a new car, a new bike, or something like that, because that's just a fear and want that they were able to come up with in package. It's kind of like Dream Home Decorator, where they introduce the likes and dislikes. They
Yeah.
haven't really expanded on that.
Honest to God, Alex, I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, and I
I surely
loved
thought,
it.
yeah. Because again, you're adding that depth. You're adding it
Mhm.
to so you're no like the sim is no longer a surface level. We're getting into nitty gritty. Well, they dislike meat because they're vegetarian, but and they like plants. Like you're literally going in there, and it makes the character a little bit better. And then they could probably act on it more. So someone's eating meat, they'd be like, ugh. Like as again in real life. You
Yeah, or someone hates a certain type of music, and if it's playing at the bar, they're going to get agitated. Like I loved that aspect of like
Mhm.
the likes and dislikes. Or I don't like fitness, so it took them longer to grow the fitness skill. Like I still use that all the time in my gameplay because it makes it so much more fun and chaotic to have a sim not like something and forcing them to do it.
That's I like that. That's a little
That's brand.
evil, but I like it.
You have to be a little evil to play The Sims.
Yeah,
If you haven't drowned someone in a pool or locked someone in a basement, you haven't played The Sims.
I agree. Or in Sims 1 when you would set everything on fire and kind of remove the doors.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
I
That
still
was
do that in The Sims 4 sometimes.
no, man, now anytime I took away fire because we're two different types of storyteller to storyteller game like our gameplays are very different.
Very much so.
Very not even in the same book, not even in the same book. You let the chaos run. I
Mm-hmm.
let zero chaos run. And if I even hint at a smell of chaos, I nip that shit in the ass quick. I'm like, absolutely not. I'll just put them in a room and let the whatever sim that's running to them go. Be like, bye. Goodbye. The end. You are ruining my scene. Before I would actually be like, oh, like I'll go to the school. That's a public. Nah, they're all residential now. So I have the final say of who can get in and who can get out. I've turned off almost every form of I don't want it to rain. I definitely don't want it to thunder. I don't want it to snow. It's in the same season. It's in summer, and once summer's over, it goes right back to summer. Everyone's on extremely long lifespans, or I think even life is off at this point. They just live, and I turn on the death cheat because no one's dying. Um, and then if I before I knew how like all the cheats work, I'd spend hours getting the characters ready to like do their day. And now I'm like cheat, 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 cheat. Perfect.
Makes him happy.
Makes them happy, makes them happy, makes them happy. Perfect. Don't need anything else for the rest of the day. Let's go. That came with time and almost 2 years of doing this. I want to talk about your gameplay.
Oh
Where
gosh.
I know. Talk to me about where it started and where it is today and where you see it going in the future.
Yeah, so I had, I think, what like everyone has of sim fatigue. Like I went full ham. I think it was Thanksgiving of like 2019 or 2020, and I was just like, I'm gonna just play, and I played for like 48 hours straight, and then just like put it down for 4 months.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I need to like actually do something. I've never finished a challenge. I've never done anything like that. I've never played through an entire game pack. Like I just have like bits and pieces. And so where it started, at least with like my online persona with it, was
Mhm.
I'm going to finish Discover University. Like I'm gonna
Okay.
have my sim get all straight A's, everything's gonna be great. And then the literal first episode, Mortimer Goth came in and just fucked it all up. Like was super romantic, was like, so it became like a speed run, and then I just kind of let the chaos take the wheel. And
Mhm.
so now rather than having an idea of what I have an idea of what I want to do, but I have like a bullet point of this was what needs to happen, at least in this episode. Whatever else happens, we just
Mhm.
roll with.
Well, I love it. What is the most chaotic thing that has happened?
Oh God. Most recently,
Yes.
the sim that I had picked out to be my heir and already had planned what they were gonna do with their next generation, drowned.
Sorry.
No, I mean, it's hilarious, but I was so like, I had picked it out. It was my favorite sim. It was based off of purple, favorite color, clearly. Like it was Wisteria Baxter. She was gonna be my next heir. It was great. I like created a greenhouse for her. She was gonna live on Sulani, and then like it was, yeah, their first episode in the new house. She drowned to death.
Sorry, I have to
I'd
compose
like
myself to compose myself to ask you the next question. Okay, so would you ever then just say, close laptop, throw it out the window, go back and get your laptop and pretend that didn't happen? Or are you just now so used to that type of gameplay, you just let the chaos tell the story?
I really, really wanted to do that of like, I'm not saving, I'm not at like, we're redoing this, but you know what? It was like The Sims is gonna do what The Sims is gonna do. And so I was like, I'm just gonna embrace it. Maybe I'll put a poll out, like, are people interested? And I did, and no one thought it was gonna be a main character. I think everyone thought it was gonna be Mortimer. And so
Yeah.
like, yeah, let him die. And I was like, okay, then this is just where we're going with it. I still want to bring her back, but if I'm going to bring her back, I want to bring her back in like the Sims way of making ambrosia and figuring that out. We'll see if that happens. So yeah, got to figure out what to do with the next gen, I guess, because she's not an option anymore.
Alex, you were taking that so much farther than me. I would fucking be crying. I mean, at the beginning of Rose Chronicles, Alexa died like fucking 20 times. I just did she caught on fire multiple times. Now no room has an oven or any type of fire, anything. No pools. That shit's cut off. Like literally nothing. There's nothing that can kill us. She's died of embarrassment. She died from heat exhaustion many times. She died from being too cold many times. So it's literally we're very two different. I would have been like, no.
Oh, I was devastated. I was like, are you kidding me? Like I was going off screaming. I had to turn down like the volume because I would have just blown everyone's eardrum of how upset I was. But it's like, you know what? I guess we'll just see. We'll see where this goes, be it chaotic or not. And it's always chaotic.
I love it. So what have you decided what you're gonna do, or are you still figuring it out?
I'm gonna have the youngest brother that's not an object, at least as of right now, try to bring him back. So I've started to get into more of the storytelling on Simstagram,
Mm-hmm.
just because like people do that so well. I was just like an update, like, hey, a video dropped, things happen. If you want to watch, please do. But now, like, I'm doing journaling with the youngest Sim of
Okay.
like pretending that his dad's made him go to like counseling and therapy and he's trying to like figure out what he wants to do and deal with it. So I
Mm-hmm.
think he's going to be the next heir, but if I say that, he's probably going to die of something. So I'm just gonna let it ride out. But as of right now, his plan is to try to bring her back.
I am knocking on wood for you, my friend. He's going to live. He's going to live. He's going to be the next matriarch. Okay, I like that. So we talked a little bit before about likes and dislikes, adding depth to the game. What more depth are you hoping for? Like what would be your dream depth scenario, not death scenario of what would take your gameplay to the next level?
I think just a lot more pack compatibility is something that I think I was hoping for with the pack refreshes if those came out, because like a lot of the stuff that you do. So I love Get to Work. That's one of
Mm-hmm.
my favorite packs. I won't say it's my favorite, but I love actually going to work with them, playing,
Mm-hmm.
choosing like, oh, you've got to do this. But after like day 3 of going to work with them, it's very repetitive and the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would like just more options or more challenges or more history, at least for The Sims. Like I think about Wisteria dying, and all of the Sims were okay after a day and a half.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Like I would like to see more of like a remembrance, or just honestly, it's interconnectivity and being like, we're not just this box of like, I feel this, now I don't. I feel this, now I don't. That's what I would like more of just, I know I keep saying depth, but that sort of connectivity or understanding. And I hope Generations brings us that with like having grandparents that can stay over,
Mm-hmm.
or everything that everyone is speculating. I guess we'll find out before this podcast comes out.
Oh, we'll know. we will,
We will know. I'm
we
sure
will
we'll have a roundtable and you and I will be going off on it.
we will 100% be having a roundtable because we will have the 100th episode special will be filmed before this comes out. But
That's
the 100th
crazy.
episode will be out before this comes out.
Happy belated 100th episode.
Thank you. This would be 104.
Okay. I guess we'll
No,
see though. There could be
105.
more.
There were, sorry?
There could be more. We might have like some surprise announcements that we all have to react to.
Oh, I don't know, man. Like what else? Okay, so like they've given us the Q1 with everything. I feel like the next Q would be the summer. Probably May, June. And then they're going to hold another summit so they can talk more about Project Renee and show me. I bet you the next thing they're going to show is a picture frame, and it's going to be gallery art, and we can change the size of the painting. So like we can make a custom and then like change the
Ooh.
frame to like whatever color we want and kind of have a little bit more selection that way. But even then, I want to see something else that's not um building. Now, my next actual question for you is do you feel like EA has forgotten about gameplay slash storytelling in The Sims and they've really only focused on building and cast?
I feel like something happened with the team that was there that was focused on gameplay. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe they moved to Project Renee. Maybe they moved to Project, I don't know, Samson, something different that's not Project Renee, because I'm still holding out Project Renee as a build only. I think they have a semblance of what they want out of gameplay, but I don't think it's been
Mm-hmm.
executed well. And I think that's from a lack of, QA testers and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, because I'm probably going to get so much hate for this. My favorite kit that they've
Mm-hmm.
released was Bust the Dust. I know it
Okay.
was buggy. I know that it was trash. I know that it's still wonky and messed up, but I loved that it was like, here's an add on for gameplay of making the game more realistic. It's kind of like
Okay.
Laundry Day. And they tried to do it, I think, with my wedding stories of making weddings more complicated or like more interactive,
Mm-hmm.
and that did not go well, which I think is the quality tester and trying to get it out by a deadline sort of thing. So I'm really hoping that this growing together brings it back and they focus back on that more so than the build by and like giving infants cute things, which I'm sure as someone that, well, I was gonna say that would be good for console players, because the like clutter kits, I'm like, this is great, but for the people that use CC, it's
Mm-hmm.
not necessary. It's really just builders and me who are afraid of CC. But I do feel like the gameplay has definitely been lacking in terms of adding to it.
Yeah, I totally agree when it comes to like it like you need to add something. So like you said like you don't like using CC as a storyteller, everything I do is CC, poses, like creating the sim. I just had the fun, updated my game from the like from that big update that we had talked about. All of my CC didn't show up on my sims, so I had to go through and remake everybody. I got about quarter of the way through
Yeah, this that's why. Like when
Yeah.
people talk about the hours they have to spend updating files, I'm like, I just have to update MC Command Center, and that's all I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna go back to playing.
I used to be the same way, and I just can't do it anymore. It's just because I want that more realistic sim. Because okay, what gets me is the Sims eyes. They're fucking dead inside. Can we
True.
get better eye like stuff where it's not just like a solid color where they're like, or the best is when the update where like the Sim's head moves when it pauses
Yes.
and it like fucking like corners it and you like Bagul from Sinister and it like stares at you. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I literally when I see that happening, I just like look away because I'm like, I can't do this. But I totally feel that way about gameplay. I mean, before I started doing what I'm doing, when, like in 2020, when I really like just played The Sims for me and I didn't really share any of my stuff, like I tried doing all the careers. I stopped at athlete, which is like two, because it was really hard to get the actor career done because it was just so long and so glitchy.
Hmm.
Um, I kind of felt like it was really competitive. I feel like a lot of the gameplay is really fun at first, but it's just really competitive and you don't go back to it once you've completed it. Like once you've completed the police officer career or the doctor career or pick anything. You've cleaned up Solani, you've become a dream decor decorator. You do it a couple times, but then they don't really update those to keep going. So like, so say like for pack refreshes. So like a big one for me is Dino. Dino is the problem child that I so love. Um, it's one of my favorite packs, if not my favorite pack, because I enjoy making restaurants. I talk openly all the time. If I'm to build now, I really like building restaurants. There's just I'm really good at it. I would love to see gameplay of you actually being a chef and chopping, and you could cut up vegetables, kind of like Cooking Mama. Rory, podcast
Yes.
friend, called me out on it. She's like, "Did you play Cooking Mama?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it did." But that would be so cool. Again, it would teach have an actual recipe, like the unofficial cookbook. Here's a marketing idea, EA. Make a fucking real cookbook. Make it 20 recipes to start fucking go in, have a sim, cut down stuff, and follow the recipe, make it good to go. Not only are you being an actual simulating game of being a life simulator, you're also teaching people how to cook at the same time, which is an important life skill. Done.
Yeah, I
Easy.
that would be so nice. And I can't believe I didn't say this when you asked me what I wanted added to the game. Consequences. Get to
Yes.
work as like my favorite. I love like the criminal or not the criminal career. Well, the criminal career, but
Yeah.
also the like police officer career or whatever that they call it.
Yeah.
Make it so that way, if you steal something because you're a klepto and you get caught, something happens. It's not just like a negative moodlet and then someone will go back to talking to you. Like
Yes.
I would love the ability to do all of it so much more in depth, like you're saying, cooking, chopping, trying to balance things, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
would be. Just put a toggle of whether or not people want to do it, but add it into games so that way those of us that are the gameplay people can be like, all right, you know what? We gotta do laundry and it's a fucking mess because it is if you actually play with laundry day, or we
Yes.
have to vacuum and it's annoying as shit. But it's something that adds to like the storytelling of living alone or living with a family. Like that stuff adds up. Being a chef instead of just like click and cook.
Right? Or like even more, so like you are a Michelin star restaurant owner and you get to go and like you're actually there cooking this up like an actual chef and like watching it go out and being like working at a restaurant and actually having proper staff and continuously going and the chef going around and talking to every table because that's actually what a lot of chefs usually do after main dinner is served. They want to go around and talk to the guests and just again bringing the depth. Or I actually had this also cool idea, so if you're doing like the police officer career, what if there's like an FBI and you like level up to that next level and you can be like Criminal Minds, CSI, I can name
The
it,
secret agent career
the
where you can't
seat,
do anything.
right? And it's just like again they give us these ideas, they promise us everything, but they follow through on one of the five things. They're like, yeah, but like we're gonna do pack refreshes, you did one and you forgot, or the likes and dislikes, you're like, we're gonna put that in there and that's so cool, but then you forgot. Like
That
it's
would be like pack refreshes. if they
Yes.
just took whatever new aspect they added and rather than making it, I mean, obviously make it base game, but like likes and dislikes, that was something that they made base game, but they
Hmm.
didn't add likes and dislikes with like cross compatibility with all of the other packs that are out. Like
Yeah.
likes and dislikes of, do you like nail polish or do you not for your sim because spa day? Do you like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like cats with fur that shed or cats that don't? Like anything like that where it's like, okay, we're adding this new function. Let's
Hmm.
make sure that it travels across everything that we've already released. That would be so cool.
I totally agree. Now, I have a question about realism because I've never actually played the university. I've only ever just wanted the build buy. Do you have to like do you go into debt after you were done?
You can,
You can.
surprisingly. It's
You can.
so
Okay.
cheap, but it's essentially like you can choose. I think this is a newer thing because I don't think it was when I first played it, but you
Hmm.
can either choose to like pay it outright, or if you can't, then you take like a loan and there is interest on it. It's
Okay.
again very minimal, and then you just
Hmm.
like go to a mailbox but pay it off. But you can go into debt. You just don't see that in your balance of money. Like how you hover over the
Yeah.
simoleons and it shows you like your bits or all of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
different things that they added from Eco. There's
Yeah.
nothing like that. You just see it on like the mailbox of how much debt you can pay off.
Okay. Would you want to add more of a debt reaction into the game, or is that too real?
I mean, it's too real just in general, but I think I would like to see that as an option because as much as I love like it's so easy to get rich in The Sims. It's
Hmm.
so easy. And once you're rich, it's not fun for me because I'm like, I can do whatever I want and pay for whatever I want. It
Yeah.
would be a lot of fun if that wasn't the case. Like, if you
Okay.
wanted to upgrade a fridge, you can sell the old one, but you're not going to get, the 80% or whatever it is back for it. You're going to
Yeah.
get like $100 because it's
Hmm.
old.
Hmm.
And you have to buy the new 1,000 simoleon one for like that update. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Credit cards in the game would scare me, but I would also love that because I feel like I would give all my toddlers like a phone with credit cards and have like the instances where kids order $1,000 in DoorDash and it just shows up. Like that would be so much fun and so chaotic,
Yes.
but I'd be worried about what they would do with it.
I totally agree because like again we're now talking about real life situations. So I think that would be fun. And again, it would also teach people such as kids who don't because they don't really talk about credit cards anymore in school until it could be too late. How important credit is, kids, and
Mm-hmm.
teaching the importance of credit cards again in a game. I understand it's a little because it's a game, but showing that like if you spend $1,000 on let's just say Sam Dine Dash or whatever we want to call it, there's consequences. And again, talking about consequences, like
Mm-hmm.
I could not agree more. When I did gameplay, yeah, someone dies, it's sad, like, oh, they're sad for like 2 days, and they're like, oh, whatever, it's fine. But like feeling loss, or when that full year has come and it's an anniversary of that person's death, I really wish we could go back in the calendar and it would save of like when someone in the family died, so you would be able to remember the day. Again, very sad, but
Mm-hmm.
then for storytelling, you can go back and be like, they died on this day. I would like to remember them on this day, but do the same thing for like wedding anniversaries,
Mm-hmm.
dating anniversaries. Again, just kind of bringing a little bit more of that realism into the game. I could not agree more. Is there any other realisms that you'd want to bring into the game that are
Oh
currently
god.
not there?
I mean, movable babies would be nice, but we're getting infants, so I'll be fine. um, honestly, it's consequences. That
Mm-hmm.
is the main thing, which I've said, and it's because it's just so easy for things to go right. I mean, if
Yes.
there's something that you don't like about your sim or you want your sim to be a night owl, you can buy a potion for it, which is awesome. That's great. I love that there are that ability to make it easy,
Mm-hmm.
or however you want to play, like, oh, I hate this quirk. If you're doing like the fame thing, I can just get rid of it with a quirk be gone. I would love where it's like, nope, you're stuck with this. And so your sim will not eat, like, will throw a tantrum. I think
Mm-hmm.
I want the opposite of the happy feels. I want the like bad of like chaos, but that also explains my gameplay of everything is chaotic and we just go with it.
I love that. But my fingers are crossed for you, Alex, that they're gonna put in more gameplay. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I
Functioning gameplay.
functioning. I just feel like EA's been playing it really safe. Like
Yeah.
really, 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 really safe. And they don't want to ruffle any feathers, but also at the same time, they're ruffling everybody's feather. Because like the whole gameplay, because I don't know, I saw a tweet, but I don't know if it's real. I haven't looked 100% into it because Twitter is not a reliable news source, kiddos. But the camera function's not real. Because like where they have like, because you can get a video camera and the new pack that's coming out, and you could see that like it's obviously like a first cam experience. Apparently there's no video cameras coming out. That's what I saw a tweet for.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wasn't expecting that to be real, to be honest. I mean, that would be cool for it, but I think they've got, what is it, like first person mode? That's just
Yeah,
how I assumed that it was shot.
interesting. Because I took it as like you're like a video camera and we were watching back the footage. Because I'm like, this is bringing me back to Pepsi, Where's My Jet? Stupid scenario, because it looks like it's you're fucking holding it down, looking
Yes.
at it, right? So I'm like, you're advertising this because a lot of people don't know about first person view. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, it's not a fucking video camera.
And they
That's
like they showed it like it was a video camera, especially at the end where they dropped it and they're like running after the toddler that's kicking. I guess I never expected it to come in and be a functioning video camera, but maybe that's just
okay.
because I'm like, it's The Sims. Like
You're
I
cynical at this point.
not even like fully cynical, but like how would that function? That would be cool, and like it would be nice to like go back, but it's even hard to go back and look at photos that you have unless you stay in the same lot. Like if someone moves out, they lose all of that anyway. So yeah, maybe I am a little cynical of that. I guess that just never crossed my mind where I was like, oh, this is just how they shot the trailer to make it look good and more family oriented, not something that's getting added to the game.
I love that. I no, I was sitting there. I was like, stop promising us the sun, the moon, and the stars if you're only going to give us sadness and turds. Don't do that.
Yeah, but not even that because you can't have negative gameplay.
I
Like you can have
know,
people die and you can have negative mood lists, but they go away too quick.
right?
At
It's,
least for me.
that's when you have to get mods in, and then again, modders make the game, as Gabby said. Modders make the game. Um, let's talk about a couple more gameplay stuff before I ask you about Queer Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're more of a YouTube storyteller than a Simstagram storyteller. What makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd on YouTube for your storytelling skills?
Oh God. I would say I don't think I do, but if I if I had to come up with an answer, um, I would like to think that I have real reactions and that it's edited, but it's
Mm-hmm.
unedited. Like the
Yeah.
only thing that I do to my videos is I take out my because I breathe very loud when I'm talking. So that's like the only thing that I do to the gameplay or the videos. I don't do anything like in advance. If someone I have risky woohoo on, so my Sims will get pregnant and it will just destroy me, but it's fine. So I would say authentic, but that sounds like I'm saying everyone else isn't. And I think that definitely a lot of storytellers are. So I would just say that it's chaos 24/7, even when I'm trying not to be.
I think that's a really good answer. It's I really like storytelling on YouTube. There's a lot of storytellers on YouTube that make like Sims content. I sometimes feel like EA forgets about you guys. Unless you're like Mara Ray or like the really big guys that have they
The
always
game
kind of get more
changers.
shared and the game changers, right? I really wish the EA would take a minute and just appreciate everybody that's a storyteller, because that is what The Sims is. It's a storytelling game. No matter what you're doing, you're building, you're telling a story in your build. Cast, you're telling a story and how they look. Actual gameplay, which actually is storytelling, is being able to take everything and put it together and tell a story. And not only just tell a story, tell a gripping, good story that people want to come back for. Now, you don't play with CC. I've said this like at least 2 or 3 times on this podcast. Amazing. Don't know how you do it. But how do you get the like true emotions? Because The Sims emotions are fucking horrendous without CC. So like, how do you make sure you get the right set of emotions of what you are trying to get a scene or for?
Yeah, I think I feel them. Maybe the Sims don't, but I definitely do. Like with Wisteria dying, being sad, or with the Midnight's Legacy challenge, like trying to at least write, I don't know, like a blurb of like where I think we're gonna go and this is what we
Mm-hmm.
should do, and then whatever happens happens. There's not a lot of emotion in the game. Like I think so. Sorry, but Willow and Wisteria, they're twins, and at least my Chaotic Discover University Let's Play.
Mm-hmm.
When Wisteria died, Willow wasn't sad. She did not give a shit for like 2 days, and then randomly she
Mm-hmm.
started to mourn her sister. And so with that, I was like, okay, we're gonna focus on this sim that is sad. Like, let's see this sim crying in bed, and not like the one who's just painting and doing fine, but or like, oh, she's acting tough. Like she's actually feeling it, but we're just not seeing it. It's kind of just
Mm-hmm.
putting implying things that aren't necessarily there, but I'm like, this is how I would react if I were you. So this is what's happening, and you're just playing tough.
I like that. As a storyteller, we have to make our Sims tell a story. No
Mm-hmm.
matter we tell you how to feel about this Sim, what who is your favorite Sim and why?
Oh God. Um, I mean, I would say my favorite sim is probably, oh, I'm gonna get hate for this, Lavender Midnights. That's the one that I created. She is doing the legacy challenge that I've got, and she is just the most chaotic while also trying to have her shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, I feel like my other Sims are just chaos and they know it. They're not pretending.
So they're real life. They're like, I'm just a chaotic mess and I don't look like I have my shit put together because I don't. I like that.
Exactly. They're just like, you know what? This, yeah, all right. So I guess I'm pregnant again. It's fine.
Oh, Jesus. That's some not realistic shit. I've not like Jesus. Like I have girls I went to high school with are on their fourth kid. And I'm like, oh no,
Hmm.
no. You're
Yeah.
you're under 30 and you have four kids.
I was so excited when my like starter for the Discover University one
Mm-hmm.
moved in with his now partner, because I was like, we have a full household. There's no more surprise pregnancies. Like
Mm-hmm.
we had twins, we had one, and then we had twins. I was like, there's no more. We're at 8. And now that we have one missing, I'm terrified of what's gonna happen.
Oh my God. Yo, I'm terrified for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now I gotta ask this as a storyteller. We don't like all of our characters. We don't. We
Yes.
make ones that we want to dislike. Who do you dislike the most in your story and why?
Oh, can it be a sim that I didn't create?
Sure, can be anybody.
Mortimer Goth.
Mortimer Goth, there you go.
He has been trouble for me in the best way, but also in the most like he'll show up when he wants and then
Hmm.
just be like, okay, peace, bye. Like,
Right.
don't
Oh,
care.
I like that. When when you're starting to tell a story, you have your characters, do you write down like details about them just to make sure that you remember everything, or do you remember everything?
I write down details of them as I go, not
Okay.
necessarily when I start.
Hmm.
So like I randomize all traits.
Okay.
So it's very much so a sim ages up, and I'm like, what are you? You're a goofball? Okay. So you're going to prank things. You're going to be happy go lucky, or like you're gloomy. Great.
Hmm.
Cool. Well, how are we going to tell a story where you're sad? Like, let's just, your sister died or something like that. So
Hmm.
it's more of like, what traits am I allowed in the game that they give me,
Hmm.
that it then kind of decides where I go with it.
Okay. What traits do you wish were in the game that are currently not there?
Oh, that is a good question. I have not thought of that. I feel like, okay, I mean, this is going back. I feel like we don't have enough bad traits. Like we have evil, we have envious, we have mean. I would
Hmm.
love to see more things like just overall, like, this is gonna sound bad, like basic, or I would love to see like just off the wall shit that just makes the gameplay more interesting. Like we've got vegetarian or lactose
Hmm.
intolerant, and I'm like, that is not a personality trait. Like that is not something that should take up one of three options that you have.
That's just a dietary restriction.
Exactly. That should be
Yeah.
a like and dislike or like a added part in something else. Like I
Yeah.
want to see like Afraid of Water. I want to see like Thrill Seeker, like where they just have to go and climb Mount Komorebi, or if we ever got cars, speed around really fast, stuff like that. Yeah, I like consequences apparently, and I like more chaos. So that's what I would like to see.
Okay. If what are your three traits?
Oh, we did this recently. Clumsy, nerd, and what else? I mean, dog lover is an easy one just because I have
Okay.
dogs, but I always like throwing in a bad one. So I think I did last time like clumsy, dog lover, and evil because chaotic let's plays. Like I like having a sim to have a bad trait. It just makes it interesting.
Fucking love that. I love the evil. The first podcast I was ever on, like wasn't mine. Like I was a guest. It was speaking Simlish. And that was the first question they asked me. And I was like,
What are yours?
what are like I sat there and I literally have the post sticky notes still attached to my dresser. It's 4 years old now. It would be romantic, goofball, and nice. I really
See,
wish, yeah, I
those are
really
good
wish,
traits.
yes, I would say I really wish bitch was one.
Basic and bitch. That would put
Yes,
them together, and that would be so good.
right.
That would be such a good sim.
I want a basic to always have a sweater wrap on and a water jug in their hand, drinking a Starbucks coffee, and how much they love Pilates.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also
Scrunchies on their arm.
and they're also keto. If they're not keto, they're
Ooh.
also doing one of the other no nothing.
And then if it was like a male presenting sim, they would just have like maybe a polo with a shirt underneath and a
Yep.
wife beater, like Doc Martens or boat shoes, like just the most like stereotypical across the board. I would love that. That would
Yeah.
be so much fun.
Right? Again, chaos. Instead of it just
Mm-hmm.
being like, yeah, they don't eat meat.
I know. Or
That's it.
yeah, they can't have dairy.
They
Like that's even
can't,
worse.
they can't
That's
have
even
dairy.
worse to me.
I would love a like we said consequences, but just like having all of the like allergies, having talk about
Yes.
food allergies. Can't have eggs. Can't serve them eggs. They could die. Don't serve them eggs. And I wish the hospitals were actually more functional instead of an off play lot. Or I mean,
Yep.
obviously you download someone's hospital from the gallery, but like actually just going to the hospital. And then
Annual
for
checkups.
annual checkups or when you're actually having a baby, you can go and do the ultrasounds and stuff and kind of get to see the process. When the baby's born, it doesn't go through a horrendous machine that has fucking arms. Like you're actually in the birthing position and a
You
baby.
made a great point about that on the summit of like C-section scars. How
Mm-hmm.
not in game when that's literally the only way that the Sims are born.
Yeah. Sorry, you cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said you made a good point on the summit podcast where you said how are C-section scars not in game?
Yeah.
Because that is literally how every sim in base game is born.
Yep. Exactly. It's a C-section. So why do we not have a scar for that? And just have it as an option. You don't have to have it, but just
Yep.
add that level of realistic to it. Well, anyways, Alex, I got a couple more questions for you.
All
And
right.
we're gonna wrap up this interview. Is there anything else about the gameplay that you're currently playing before we talk about the Midnight's Legacy and what inspired it?
Ooh, the only other thing about the gameplay that I'm currently playing, although I guess you said you were going to talk about Queer Christmas later.
Mhm.
Okay. The only other thing I think is just if you like chaos, come watch. It's fun. You don't have to. I have tried doing things like building, so you can see all of my building fails. I've tried CAS. It's chaotic while I'm trying.
I got you. See, I want to get you to the dark side if you ever do cast and have CC because it's so beautiful. Cast CC is so good. I know when your game crashes and it doesn't work, they're all naked morats, but like when it's working, oh my God, it is Absolutely.
I
Um,
follow so many casts or like storytellers that use CC, and I'm like, this is so beautiful. Please send me more. But I'm like,
mhm.
I'm afraid to touch it. Like, oh my god, you can have matching tops and bottoms.
Yeah.
That exists.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For family portraits. Oh yeah. And then you can do the poses where they're being like so cute, and then you can have reshade or G shade on, and then you have the fire background and everything is like so like blurred out, but the fire's there, and you can have the snow going in the back. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that does sound nice. I
I
enjoy
know.
watching it. I don't enjoy having to deal with
Hey,
it.
honestly, I was a vanilla game player till the middle of 2021. So do not follow after my shoes because once you start, you can't stop because you'll just fall down every rabbit hole for every type of CC that's like imaginable. Um,
Ooh.
but anyways, I love that. But let's talk about Midnights
Okay.
because I was looking at that, I was like, this is the Taylor Swift album. As I realized, I saw that the thumbnail. And I was like, "What's this 1950 shit from Lavender Haze?" And I was just like, "This is
Yes.
so fucking amazing." I wish I liked that album more. I I really I've only recently become somewhat more of a Swiftie because my fiance is a huge Taylor Swift fan. Like
Love that for
without a
him.
doubt,
Love
like
that for him.
love, and my best friend's a huge Swiftie. So they're off in their Swiftie world, and I'm just like, I like red.
Oh, well, that is, if you're gonna like one, that's the one to
Yeah,
like.
right. Like I literally, do you want to how you can like piss off a Swiftie really quickly? Let them know that you like Reputation. Cause holy shit.
I like
Right?
Reputation.
I like Reputation. I liked it was a darker side. We all have those dark days where we scream Fall Out Boy in the shower and remember when we used to have bangs to the side and eyeliner to our nose. Okay, like we had those days, okay?
Uh-huh.
Right? So like when you like look what you made me do or I did something bad, like I fucking love those songs.
I did something bad, ready for it.
Ready for
This
it.
is
Yep.
why we can't have nice
Things,
things.
right?
Like, let's just fucking go. If
Go.
you're in that mood,
Yes.
it's over. There's
I don't
nothing else that can do it.
Well, exactly, because it gets you amped. I'd be like, I remember, like, I'll do something bad at work and I'll play that. I'm like, I did something bad, right? And I'm like, yes, but it felt so good. Like, yeah, you know what I
It
mean,
did.
right? So I loved that, because I was like, I truly think the next album she's going to re-release is 1989. And
Oh,
I think it makes sense. And the reason I say this makes sense is because she's already really gone ahead and done a lot of people's favorites. She started with those really quickly. She can't do um her first album. Not yet. I think
no.
she's gonna
Debuts
say
last.
debuts last because you gotta start where you gotta end where you started, right? And then it's Speak Now, right? Is the second.
100%.
Okay, so that
Or
a lot.
third.
Sorry,
Speak
her
Now is
third.
the third.
Sorry, yeah, Speak Now is the third because Fearless is the second. Yeah. Okay. So Speak Now is a lot of people's favorite albums. She can't do that one next because then 1989 is a lot of Swifties' not favorite albums because it's kind of when she goes full pop and she kind of gets like, how many times can she say Out of the Woods, or Blank Space or Style? Like, you know what I mean? It gets really, really repetitive. So she needs to do 1989 next, just to kind of wrap it up, put it in a bow so she can do her second favorite one last. And we already know she's done singles from 1989 because she's done
She
two so far,
has.
right? So we know parts of the album have been done. I was actually shocked that she didn't announce it on her birthday this year. I truly thought that like on her birthday that she'd be like, "Oh, it's my birthday, and I'm gonna re-release 1989 since it's my birthday." I was shocked that she did not do that. So,
See, I like that theory. I think Speak Now is next, which I know is like everyone's. And that's because, so 1989 was wrapped up in a lawsuit. That's why she could only release singles.
oh,
And they were
okay,
for a specific show, The Summer I Turned Pretty.
yes,
So, like, I see that. I think 1989, though, is her, like, it's not a Swifties favorite, but it
yeah,
is everyone. Like, if you're not a Swiftie,
mm-hmm.
everyone knows Shake It Off.
Yeah,
Everyone knows that. And there's just been so many hints to Speak Now. Like, 1989 is a summer album for me. I think we're getting an album either February or March, and I think it's Speak
interesting.
Now. And most of it is because, like, if so, why I love Taylor Swift is
Hmm.
because everything is an Easter egg and can
Yes.
mean something else.
Yes.
All three of the music videos from Midnight's have koi fish, which is all Speak Now. It's got, if you look at Bejeweled has an elevator that has buttons, and each button is her album color.
Yeah.
And 13 is purple, which is Speak Now. And she clicks it. And then to like, for that music video, also the start and end have the instrumentals to like Enchanted
Yes.
and Long Live. So I think it's going to be Speak Now, especially after Midnight's the 3 a.m. version. Would have,
Hmm.
could have, should have is about John Mayer. She
Yes.
released it when she was 32. It was track 19, which is how old she was when she dated him and he was 32. Like, there's just so much lore there, which is why I love it and why I'm a whore for lore in The Sims as well. Like, I think it's Speak Now, and I think we're getting it February or March. I
I
think 1989 is going to be a double album. That's my theory. Is we're going to get
oh
all of the same songs instead of like from the vault. We're going
yeah.
to get the same thing with a feature. So like Style,
Oh,
Harry
okay.
Styles, Bad Blood, it's Katy Perry, who it's about. Like I think
Yeah.
we're going to get just this powerhouse of people back to just send that home, because I think that's the most commercially successful album
Hmm.
besides her re-releases
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
ones that are like in the back catalog.
That's so fascinating. Again, I love talking to Swifties because you're like, yeah, okay. So in the one music video, if you like pause it for like 10 seconds, you see it like says like speak now and you'll see it in like magazine. You guys could fucking
Uh-huh.
all work for the FBI, okay? Like
We should. There's so much there. I mean, going back to Bejeweled, why not? She goes and clicks 3 first, and then 5, and then 13. Like, she shows us the order. At least that's what we all think. Like, we know it's going to be Speak Now, then 1989, then Reputation, and then she's going to reclaim her name with Debut. That's my thoughts.
hey, I hope you're right. I like I like Speak Now. I really just like 1989 for like one song on there that I'm like
Ooh, which
I
one?
You're in Love. I think
Oh, that's a good one.
it's a very cute one. I really like that one because like me and Jason's first dance song is going to be Lover. It's cute
Hmm.
because that song came out almost like this like 3 days after he proposed to me kind of idea. So like literally when Jason announced to the world that we were engaged, he literally quoted Lover. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, please, you may stand. With every, I think he said, soccer scar on my hand, I asked this lovely girl to be mine. Like, and basically,
Oh,
he like, yeah, huge. I will show you downstairs. So when we first started dating, you know, when you're like, you're so in love and you just do everything that's so cute. I made him a text with all Taylor Swift lyric like titles. I'd be like, I was sad, beautiful, and tragic before I met you. But and then X, Y, and Z. And then it'll be like, you were my but you came in on a white horse. And I literally went
oh,
through and so many little Easter eggs. And then he did the same for me with the Arkells. So that's a Canada band that we like really, really like that he's seen live like 15 times. Or he'll be like, I love my Jennifer. She has dirty blonde hair, which is a song. And even though I didn't get to meet you at 11:11, I really liked that when we were in Michigan that we turned left. Again, it's just kind of like cute little stuff like that. And we're going to take that to the wedding of just kind of being
that's
like,
so fucking cute.
right? Okay. Remind me, I will send you pictures because they've been hung up on my wall for years. Like that was like,
Please, please do.
yes, yes. But yeah, no, anyways. So very cute. Love Taylor Swift. I really wish I was so excited for those out like when I heard the album was coming out because I thought it was going to be like a really if Reputation met Red. As kind of how I was expecting it to be. I've listened to the album a couple times. It doesn't get me. The only song I like, which is a basic bitch answer, is obviously Anti-Hero. I mean,
It's me.
it's me.
Hi.
Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. And the music video is fucking priceless in the middle. I will just watch the little bit where she's at her own funeral and her daughter-in-law is in the Taylor Swift dress and her husband's like, yeah, it's from the 2003 Speak Now tour. And I just like that's the little bit that gets me.
It's
I
so good.
It's so good. And I really fell back in love with folklore. I'll listen to the album on repeat multiple times. I was always an Evermore fan, but I've now really gone back and liked Folklore. How about you? Which one do you
Ooh.
like better?
Between the two,
Yeah.
I would say as an overall like album composition, I really
Mm-hmm.
like Evermore. Shoot
Okay.
me. But I love specific songs from Folklore. I mean, obviously it was great. Folklore actually took a while for me to like it.
Yeah.
And that was because we had just come off of 1989 Reputation Lover. And I was in like the midst of the pandemic. Like, I hate work. I hate staying at home. I hate all of this. I had to wake up for a 4 a.m. meeting. And so the like announced that the album dropped, and the first song was The One, and then Cardigan, and then just like all depressing sad songs. I was like, I needed a pump up. Like, this isn't what I needed.
It's so
I love
true.
it, but I was just like, this isn't the vibe I wanted.
Honestly, I skipped the first 6 songs and I start at 7. I really love 7. That song is grabbing a hold of me. And then obviously
Mm,
August.
August, yes.
August. Oh. And then I think it goes Illicit Affair. No, This Is Me
9.
Trying.
This is me trying.
This Is Me
Yep.
Trying. And then Epiphany.
Yeah.
And then Betty. And then Illicit Affair.
Do you like Betty?
I fucking love Betty. You don't
Okay.
think I scream sing that shit in the car. I love Betty.
So if you love Betty, I don't
Yeah.
know why, but Labyrinth from Midnight's is
Okay.
the adult, like it is Betty as an adult. That is just
Interesting.
how I feel.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that because I've been listening to that album on repeat as I was editing podcast last night. I was just like, I Ben is like 17, you know what I mean? Like fucking Betty. I love
Yeah.
Betty, especially from going from Epiphany to it being sad, and then the next thing you hear is the harmonica, and I was just like, I
Mm-hmm.
remember like that lifted me up right away. But
It was very much like, what is this? Are we back to country? But like we knew we were, but like what?
right,
A
um,
harmonica?
and then Evermore. I was always a more Evermore because I love Champagne Problems.
Oh,
Oh,
gut wrenching.
it's so I know, but it's so good. And obviously No Body, No Crime.
Nobody, no crime. Long story short.
Long story short, A Cowboy Like Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good. Because I get it, right? You're just like you're at a hotel bar, you know, we're both out here doing the same thing. You're a cowboy like me. I
Getaway car. Cowboy
oh
like
like
me.
yeah, 100%. That is 1,000,000%. Anyways, so the Midnight Legacy,
We could talk for hours. For hours.
100% is about you take inspiration from Taylor Swift's album. Why don't we talk about
Yes.
that?
Yeah. So the Midnight's Legacy Challenge was, I have not completed a single Legacy Challenge ever. Like, I've tried all of them and started them. And I was like, I'm going to just, I need to do it. And I was obsessed with Midnight's when it came out. I'm still obsessed with Midnight's. People are going to hate me. I get to see her live. I was one of the ones that got a ticket to the Era tour. I'm so sorry.
What show?
I'm going in Minneapolis in June. So after this
Okay.
comes out.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say at least it wasn't Chicago. Because if it
Oh,
was Chicago,
yes.
I would have been like,
No, it was Minneapolis. So I will see her. I'm very excited. But yeah, I fell in love with the album because when it came out, obviously I was excited that she dropped it on Kim Kardashian's birthday. Like, I thought this was Reputation 2.0.
yeah.
Like, this was deliberate. And it wasn't. That wasn't what ended up happening. But each song I can tie back to a previous song or a previous era so
Mm-hmm.
well, of like, oh my God, this is what this is, and this is what this is. And that is what I love and I'm obsessed with. So like,
Mm-hmm.
when it came out, I was literally pausing it rather than listening to the whole song and being like, okay, with all the people that were around me, I'm like, so this line is actually a reference to this, and this is what this means. And so it just like, it got me. And then just listening to it, like, all of the songs are good. I love it. It's my favorite. So I was like, it would be really cool to do this in The Sims
Mm-hmm.
because I have two favorite things. Why not just try this? I've never seen anyone take an album, and if there has been someone, please let me know. But I've never seen someone take an album and make a generational challenge off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was honestly trying to think of what I wanted to do with the next airs or something like that. And then this just kind of blew up. So I take inspiration from the lyrics from each song. Each song is its own generation. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't like Taylor, you don't actually need to. There's just like lyrics in there, there's still a challenge and a story throughout.
Okay, I like this. Can we go through every generation very quickly for
We can.
anybody who wants to? Because I know it's on your link tree, and I was gonna pull it up, but you can. I feel like your reading skills are much better than my reading skills. So I feel like this would be a perfect time for you to grab that very quickly, and we just lightly we'll go through every single I can't even say the line words generation, every generation. Just so
There
you,
are 13 of them. Are you sure?
let's do it.
Okay. So the one thing that I will say is the whole thing is base game compatible. If you
Mhm.
have additional packs, there are like replacements because I did it based off of the packs and having, I think it's mainly all expansion packs and some other ones. But if
Mhm.
you don't have it, I did replacements so that way people can still play it for free with the base game because I'm like, why not? That'd be great. I've never seen a fully base game compatible. But okay,
Okay.
Generation One, I've got it pulled up. Lavender
Okay.
Haze. Meet me at midnight. Well, do you want me to read the whole like?
Let's go.
Okay. Meet me at midnight has been your phrase ever since you moved out on your own and you were a young adult. Throughout your young adult life, you've always been a heartbreaker and career oriented. You've had a rough exterior shell and it's caused issues in your previous relationships. You've always wanted more, but were too afraid to show it until now. Your traits: you're gloomy, romantic, and non-committal. Aspiration: serial romantic. Career: entertainer. You must finish the serial romantic aspiration before meeting your life partner. Never get married. You can't find a partner till you're an adult, and your partner must be a young adult. Master the piano and comedy skills, and master the entertainer career.
Oh, I
I
like
try to
that.
add drama. That's me.
I like that. Again, again, very realistic. That's very realistic as a
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Generation two.
Generation two is maroon. A real fucking legacy to leave. Watching your parents fall in love despite all odds has made you a bit of a hopeless romantic and also a bit naive. You always grew up listening to your parents' love songs, so you want nothing more than to find it sooner than they did. You meet your one true love as a teen, so when it ultimately doesn't work out, you're crushed. Even when you meet your forever partner, if only you could go back to that time when you were so in love and were so sure of everything in this world. Your traits is you're a snob, jealous, and a music lover. Aspiration is soulmate, and career is culinary. You must date someone from your youth till your young adult life, marry someone from your career, master the culinary career and complete the soulmate aspiration, and stay with your partner but have a one-time affair with your first love and conceive the next gen that way.
I'm literally like I see like 10 Taylor Swift songs in there, which I
Thank you so
super
much.
you are welcome. I love that.
All right, Generation 3,
Generation three.
anti-hero. It's
Sorry.
me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. You've always felt like there's been something off with your parents, and you can't help but feel like you are to blame. To avoid addressing the problems, you've always been pranking people for as long as you can remember. Your parents stayed together your whole life, but one somber Winterfest, your non biological parent broke down and told you you weren't theirs. You have no interest in meeting your other biological parent because your parents are your parents, and you have all the logic to know it's not your fault, but you can't stop yourself from feeling like it is. You never want to make your parents' mistakes. Traits: loner, hot headed, and hates children. Aspiration: master of mischief. Your career is a politician. You must master the politician career and complete the master of mischief aspiration. Master debate and logic skill. Marry someone you met from your career. Move to Sulani when you start having kids. Finish the My Sims trophies collection and take at least one family vacation per child.
Jesus. That sounds awesome.
I try
Okay.
to like add lore from the previous gens in.
I like that though. I like that. Okay, generation four.
Snow at the beach. Snow on the beach. Why did I do snow at? Okay, I need to fix that. Whoops. Weird but fucking beautiful. Your parents gave you everything that you ever wanted, the perks of being a politician's kid, I guess. Private boarding school, excursions to wherever you wanted, and an unlimited budget. Unfortunately for you, that lifestyle was taken from you by the time you turned 18. You thought your whole life was set, but they want you to start appreciating working for a Simoleon and understanding what it's like to work hard. They think I left them in the will. Too bad working hard has never really been
Sorry.
your thing. You're totally good. One vacation in particular stuck out to you, and you want to go get the hell away from the beach and move up to the mountains. Your traits are adventurous, freegan, and loyal. Your aspiration is the extreme sports enthusiast, and your career is an athlete. You must move out of the household with 0 simoleons. Move away from the beach to find the snow in Mount Komorebi once you're a young adult. Master the athlete career and complete the extreme sport enthusiast aspiration. Master snowboarding and rock climbing. And marry a sim with at least one of the same traits as you.
Oh shit. I definitely appreciate that the little snippet of thought they were in the will.
I mean, I had to.
Yes. No, I like that. That's also giving me a bunch of like old Taylor vibes too.
100%.
100%. Okay. I think we're 5 now, generation 5.
We are. You're on your own, kid. You're on your own, kid. You always have been. Your parents, as much as they loved you, always seemed to love the outdoors just a bit more. Your parents were always with each other doing outdoorsy, adventurous stuff, but you weren't like them at all. They were nice and always asked if you wanted to go with them, but you always dug around for food in the local garbage bins. You developed a close-knit group of friends, and you did your best to fit in with them rather than your free-spirited parents. Parents. Words are hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Traits: insider, materialistic, and bookworm. Aspiration: party animal, and career: food critic. Master the food critic career and complete the party animal aspiration. Earn at least 5 golds from hosting parties. Master the gourmet cooking and dancing skill. Answer your phone call and accept every invitation your sim receives once they become a young adult. And marry your BFF.
I like that generation. I mean, obviously where it started, maybe not the picking garbage situation, but where they grow to. I'm curious to see how that's going to interact with generation 6.
Which is Midnight Rain. They were sunshine. I was midnight rain. Being midnight rain, you feel comfortable being alone. Not always alone, but you want more. Your parents were always around, but you looked up to the free spirit fun that your grandparents had and more. They were having so much fun just living their life, and you just want to take it to that next level. You had a chance at love like your parents had, but you were too focused on your goals to take it seriously at the time. Traits: self-assured, neat, and foodie. Aspiration: master the actor slash master actress career. Career is an actor.
Mm-hmm.
You must master the actor career and complete the actor aspiration. Date someone that is good as a trait and break up with them when it comes time to propose. Master the acting and rocket science skill. Complete the postcard collection. Achieve global superstar level of fame and go to space at least once.
I was going to say champagne problems, but then you lost me at going to space.
I was like, how do I take it higher than Mount Komorebi? I guess you got to go to space.
I guess you just got to go to space. You got to go on Mr. Bezos's rocket.
There you go.
There you go. Oh my God. Okay. 7.
Question. Can I ask you a question? You watched your parents rise to fame and let one of the good ones go. In contrast, your grandparents were best friends and ended up so happy. Why can't that happen for you too? You've always been an inquisitive one and wanting to leave no stone unturned and no question unanswered. So tell me why it always seems so hard for you to find the one. There was a cute coworker at one point, but last you heard they were off looking through a telescope. Traits: unflirty, childish, and slob. Aspiration: Renaissance sim, and career: scientist. Master the scientist career and complete the Renaissance sim aspiration. Jesus. Master the fitness and robotic skill. Own a telescope and look through it every night. Kiss a coworker on the job and then never interact with them again. And go to a bar after kissing a coworker and order a lot of juice.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Okay. 8. I think we're on 8, right?
We are vigilante shit. Lately, I've been dressing for revenge. While your parents were busy occupying themselves doing literally the most all the time, you've always wanted to be like your grandparents. Not happily married, no. No, just filthy rich, but wearing the wealth. Your parents were a slob, but you want nothing more than to wear the best designer clothes, the most lavish jewels, and always dress to the nines, no matter the cost. Traits: kleptomaniac, creative, mean. Aspiration: villainous Valentine. And your career: style influencer. Master the style influencer career, complete the villainous Valentine aspiration, master mixology and photography skills, complete the villainous Valentine aspiration before having the next gen, have the next gen with an already married sim, convince the partner of the next gen's parents to leave their partner and marry them. And every time you leave the house, you must steal something.
That's fucking incredible. Like these are
A
getting
lot.
more and more in depth as like each generation.
We're just going intense. And like all
Yeah.
of these pretty much have lyrics associated to them of why I picked it. So it's not just fully random, but yeah, it's a fun time.
Oh yes. Okay. 9.
Bejeweled. I can still make the whole place shimmer. Ever since you inherited a diamond necklace from your great grandparents, which you're pretty sure your parents stole and replaced with a fake, you have been obsessed with all things shiny. Diamonds, emeralds, pearls, rubies, you name it. If you can polish it and it can shine, you want it. You never cared about showing them off, and you don't want to be flashy like your parents. You don't mind getting your hands a little dirty when you can, but you have always wanted to have at least one of each jewel. They just polish up real. They polish up real. Nice. Traits: outgoing, dance machine, ambitious. Aspiration, the curator. Career, gardener. Master the gardener career and complete the curation aspiration. You can arrange, or you can only arrange flowers that you have grown.
Mm-hmm.
You must master the gardening and flower arranging skill. Collect all the crystals and send them to a jeweler for refinement. And complete the crystals collection and another of your choice.
That's cute. That's cute. I like it. It really fits with Bejeweled. Okay. Generation 10.
We're trying to book through them. We've
Yes.
got Labyrinth. Oh no, you're falling in love again. Just when you thought you were in your reputation era, you realize you've been in your folklore era this whole time. Betty might have switched their homeroom because of you, but they will kiss you on the front porch in front of all their stupid friends. Don't ask me to explain it, but Labyrinth is an adult Betty. Your parents always grew their own food, so you don't so you get used to eating only fresh produce. You have found your one, the one for you, but also that is the one that is going to put you through a lot of heartbreak. Just when you think it's over and the plane was going down, they somehow turn it right around. Traits: art lover, vegetarian, lazy. Aspiration: big happy family. Career: freelancer. Complete the big happy family aspiration. Master the singing and fabrication skills. You must live on a lot with the simple living challenge enabled. You can only have an official relationship. You can only have one official relationship your entire sim life, and you must end up with them. You must get married and divorced the same sim at least twice. Every time you get married, you must have a kid. You must half your money each time you get divorced. You must adopt a cat for your kids each time you get divorced. You may only work as your freelance career while divorced, and you can only live in San Myshuno.
Okay, that one had a shit ton of rules.
That it did. That it did.
Yes. That
I,
I like that. It's again, it's so interesting. Again, I appreciate the beginning with Betty.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
yeah.
you. I had to find a way to tie this gen into the next one, which is karma. So it will make a little bit more sense.
Oh, I think this is the perfect segue for Generation 11.
Karma is a cat purring in your lap because it loves you. Your parents have had this weird on again and off again kind of relationship that plagued your whole childhood. Every time they had issues, they would just buy you a cat for some reason. Like that would all of a sudden solve their problems. Well, it didn't, but it did develop your love for cats. So much so that you decided to throw the whole job idea out the window and just own your own veterinary clinic. Who needs kids when you can have all the fur babies in the world? So imagine your surprise when traits: cat lover, clumsy, good. Aspiration: friend of the animal, and no career. You must complete the friend of the animal aspiration, take all the remaining money from your parents, and open a veterinary clinic. Master the pet training and veterinary skills. When you move out of your parents' house, you must take your favorite cat and the labyrinth gen with you. So this is, you have to take a grandparent essentially.
Yeah.
Surprise, you will only have kids once, but they will be quadruplets. And all of your toddlers must max every skill before aging up.
That is some cynical shit. Do you
Yep.
understand what 4 babies do to your cookie? I understand this is a sim and this isn't real, but that is some cynical shit right there.
Uh-huh. Yep.
But my cookie literally closed hearing that, being like, we don't do that.
Well, the big happy family aspiration, you have to have 4 grandchildren.
That's fair.
So, what better way to do it than to do it with one sim? Whoops.
Whoops. I guess you'd have to use a cheat then for that one, right? Just to ensure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I was
Or
gonna.
like have multiple kids, like go into cast if you need to.
Okay. Okay.
But
I like.
but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
4.
4. Okay. 2 stages left.
We're getting there. Generation 12 is sweet nothings. They said the end is coming. Growing up is in a very, very full household. You learned a lot about how to entertain yourself and how to drown out the outside noise when you want time to focus and do what you want to do. You found yourself dreaming of this fairy tale farm life where everything is quiet and calming and relaxing. You even wrote a story once as a kid about how great it would be to grow up on a Christmas tree farm and hope you can live on a farm one day. Your parents asked a lot of you and your siblings growing up, but taking care of all the pets that overflowed the vet practice or to get good grades, you've always felt like they wanted great things for you, but they always let you be whoever you wanted to be. To you, I can admit I'm just too soft for all of it. Traits: cheerful, loves the outdoors, an animal enthusiast. Aspiration: best selling author. And career: educator. Complete the best selling author aspiration, master the knitting, cooking, and baking skills, live your entire adult life on a farm in Henford on Bagley, own at least 3 cows and llamas at once, complete the shell collection, have a full chicken coop, and you must read your kids to sleep every night, even if you're on vacation.
That okay. You lost me in a little bit, and then you brought me back. Okay. That is sweet. Now, how are you gonna end it? How what is Generation 13?
It's mastermind. I've been scheming like a criminal ever since. Your parents were always running around busy, either writing, taking care of the farm, or collecting seashells, so you rarely got to spend a lot of time with them. But no matter what was happening, they would always find time to read you a bedtime story at night, and it was your favorite part of the day. The adventures in the story of looking for hidden treasure or fantasy lands and heist filled your mind before dreaming every night. You were always book smart, but you were also street smart, learning how you could sneak a cookie or two while Agnes Crumplebottom wasn't looking. Checkmate, I couldn't lose. Traits: genius, perfectionist, and self absorbed. Aspiration: public enemy. And career: criminal. Complete the criminal career and the public enemy aspiration. Master the programming and mischief skill. Move every time you go up 2 ranks in your career. Meet your partner at a bar who is a secret agent. You may only see your partner at the bar that you met at until you're married. They can't know who you are or what you do for a living. Your partner switches jobs to a criminal after y'all get together and have a weekly date night with your partner and become partners in crime.
And did they have a getaway car?
I want them to. I want to write the 3 a.m. version of this, but I literally use every skill from base game. I'm like, is it just gonna repeat itself? That's the hardest part.
Oh my God, Alex, that is I've heard a lot of things on this podcast.
Oh
That is the
God.
fucking best thing I have ever heard in my life. That is so creative. Every
Thank
single
you.
step. I'm not even a full Swifty, and I'm sure you were putting something like she's gonna get it right. And I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. But anybody who like likes Taylor Swift, I can tell that you have like not all hints. I'm literally sending this challenge to Jason and Sierra after being like, read this. Like and they'll be like, oh my God, this is probably like the best thing I've ever. Like again, they're gonna like love it. And anybody who likes a good legacy challenge, this is phenomenal. I would
Thank
say
you.
this challenge sounds way more fun than a not so berry.
Ooh, that's fighting words for some people, but I appreciate it. I put a
Oh,
lot of thought into it. I try to make it base game so everyone can play. Maybe we'll
mm-hmm.
get your fiance and best friend into The Sims.
Well, Jason played The Sims growing up. Like he
Oh,
loved it. Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. And Sierra played The Sims throughout the pandemic. But Sierra has a dog now, and that's her life. And Jason just encourages me to play The Sims. I say all the time, like, if you want to play The Sims, like, go nuts. Like, I have almost every base game. I have every base game, every pack for Sims 4 on my laptop. And he's like, Good. I'm like, that's fair. That's very fair. Because once that sim she gets a hold on you, she like holds on to you.
That she does.
She does. She's a crafty bitch, that one. Anyways, thank you for sharing. That is such an amazing legacy challenge. The challenge rules are going to be below if you want to actually do this legacy challenge. I recommend it. From what I've read, oh my god, what you said to me while you were reading sounds so much fun.
Thank you. I try to make it a Swifty paradise, but also if you're not a Swifty, there should be enough drama and chaos that you can enjoy.
There's 100% a lot of chaos and drama there. Well, Alex, I got a couple more questions. I'm gonna wrap
All
us
right.
up because I know I said that like 45 minutes ago.
We keep talking. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I was expecting this one to be a long one. I'm in for the long haul. We're gonna talk about Queer Christmas. Talk to
Oh,
me about that.
yes.
Yes. Okay, so talk to me about where it started and where it is today.
Yeah. So, Queer Christmas, I've only been on Instagram, I think, well, it'll be still less than a year when this podcast comes out. So Queer Christmas is what me and all of my friends have just started calling Halloween, because it is like, if you are queer, a queer Christmas. You get to dress up however you want to be. You get to be whoever you want to be. There's like judgment free. You can do whatever you want. And that's what at least me as a queer individual and a lot of queer people that I've talked to really appreciate about Halloween is just like you can be you or you can be
Mm-hmm.
whoever you want to be at that time. And so I had this crazy idea because for Halloween, I always call it Queer Christmas. I was like, we've got the 12 days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween is spooky. Other things that are spooky, like Friday the 13th always comes out in Halloween. What if we
Yeah.
did 13 days of Queer Christmas with 13 amazing collaborators across Instagram that are
Mm-hmm.
interested? And so every day we post, or each person has a day that's assigned to them where they post a part of whatever theme they want, be it Halloween or something like that. At least this was the initial idea. And just do what you want. Because I've seen a lot of people do collabs and get burned by them by like giving
Mm-hmm.
away their babies because it's their favorite. And I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for making you like
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
your baby, changing it, or anything like that. So you do your own thing. You just get a day, you get to post it. And it's really just about celebrating a holiday and celebrating you doing what you want to do.
I love that. Who did you collab with in the 13
Oh,
days?
okay. So the first collab that we did for Halloween, it was, if I forget someone, I'm gonna pull it up just to make sure I
Yeah, yeah,
don't.
pull it up just to make sure
I was
that no
like,
one's feelings are hurt.
I know this for a fact. I know who it is, but I'm gonna make sure. So we've got Stroud's Legacy,
Mm-hmm.
Hiracrim Sims, Hint of Blue Simmer, Ladybug Sims, Love Whims, Luna Whims, Oodles of Sims, Toxic Fairy Sims, Simmer Irene, Sims Yibo, Destiny the Simmer, Simmering Passion. Those were our first 13.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Um,
Yeah.
yes, like holy shit. Because I saw this coming around Halloween, and I was like, this is so different. This is so cool. This is unique compared to what everybody else puts out during Halloween. It's again a completely original. That's so. Are you going to be doing it again this coming
We
Halloween?
are. So we did queer holidays for
Okay.
Christmas. We're doing currently actually in queer Valentine's. So today is my day to post actually when we're recording. So I've got to still kind of tighten that one up. But yeah, it's going to be a running thing. The thing that I've enjoyed about it is literally anyone is welcome. Anyone can participate. You don't have to be queer. You don't have to identify as queer as long as you're just, safe, an ally, and supportive. So
Mhm.
each collab, we've actually brought on someone new.
Okay.
So for Queer Holidays, we brought on Issa. And then for Queer Valentines, we're bringing on Crybaby Berries.
Oh, I like that.
So maybe we'll have a Rose Chronicles queer collaboration in the future.
Maybe. I'm not like, yeah, I mean, that can maybe sound like a huge dick. Not a huge dick. Yo, absolutely. I for the storytelling community, I kind of just get left alone, and I'm also kind of okay with that at the same time because I really just do my own thing. I just kind of post, run away, and continue doing everything else.
You got a
But
lot
yeah,
going on.
I definitely got a lot going on, but I would definitely love to collab. So, okay, so if I was to join this club, or if anyone was to join this club, what do you have to do to be part of it?
Reach out, say hi, say I want to do it. Honestly, that's all that it is. We call ourselves Queer Family now, just because we have like a running group chat of all checking in on each other, making sure everything's good, hyping each other up. So yeah, it's just this really fun group of awesome simmers that I was lucky enough to stumble upon that agreed to my crazy idea. And then if you're in one of our queer collabs, you just pick a day. It's a Google sheet. You pick what day you can post and you post whatever you want. The theme is just whatever the holiday is, but it's not like you have to do angels and demons or anything like that. You do what you want.
Okay, so today's your day. This podcast is coming out 3 months, almost 3.5 months from today. So,
Yes.
what are you posting today?
Today I am posting how Valentine's Day doesn't have to be all hearts and lovey and like one special person. There are a lot of people out there that might not feel that, or this could be a sad day for them or feel left out. So what I'm posting is just with all of my Sims characters that I'm currently playing.
Mhm.
That Valentine's Day is, as long as you're doing what you love or with who you love, be it family or a romantic partner, then you can celebrate because no one should feel left out on this very capitalized day.
Oh, that's I totally agree. Valentine's Day was just literally Hallmark wanting to sell greeting cards. Like I feel like that's the point. Like I was always like a huge believer of whoever you love, whoever they are, you should love them every day.
Yep.
And you should treat them special every day and make sure that they're recognized and they are heard and to make sure that their thoughts and values and you respect them and you laugh at the, as I was gonna pull it in, you laugh at their jokes and you don't, oh, what's the it's from Red. um it's Taylor Swift. She's in a red dress, and I'll bet you think about me, where she's
Oh,
like,
yes. Okay.
yeah. Where you're like, you didn't you scoffed at my you didn't laugh at my jokes, and you scoffed at my dreams. They laugh at your jokes, and they appreciate your dreams. That I
Yes.
completely ruined this 10 times over, trying to literally use my brain, being like, "Derp, you listen to this song like all the time." This is why I can't do karaoke. Okay, like I would sit there because I know every single word to every single Lady Gaga song out there, but I have a mic in my hand. I don't know any
Just
word
blank.
blank. I'll be like, "Who's this?" Who's like,
I literally pulled up Midnight's like the Legacy Challenge because I was like, if you just ask me to like name them, I'm gonna forget a song or do it in the wrong order. Like it's just like anytime you're asked a question, brain out the window, all the knowledge that you have.
right? You're just like, I got this. You prepare. You're like, I'm gonna be so good for this. So blah 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 question. You're like, ooh, um, things. No,
I
but that
like depth and can't give another answer as to what that means.
yes.
Huh.
Well, that's very exciting. I would love to join queer holidays. As long as you would want me. Again, I'm fantasy based, so I don't know like next
We've
holidays.
had mermaids, we've had magician. It can be literally whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a sim. If you wanted it to be, I don't know, dogs, you could do it, or cats. You could do a post all on cats. Would not matter as long as you're just enjoying it and having fun.
I think I could do that because like what's the next St. Patrick's Day?
Oh yeah, I gotta see if we're gonna do that. That's there's a lot of holidays. Once you start adding all of them, I was like, are we just gonna do Halloween? And then the group was like, we're doing Christmas. We're doing Valentine's Day. And I was like, okay, yes, we should. That's a good
Yes,
idea. There's a lot of holidays.
there's a lot of holidays. I'm curious to see what you would do for Easter.
Ooh, interesting. I probably do like just chicks and just a bunch of little baby chicks from Henford on Begley. I'm just going call it a day.
Yes, that's the most safe answer. And if I'm part of that collab, I'm going to steal your answer.
I'll pick the day before you then.
Oh, just like Price is Right rule. Jen
Well,
picks
so
last.
oh, no, no, no. But like, it's literally we like post. I usually am the one that picks last because like people got stuff going on. Like, I don't want to steal a weekend if that's like a day that's super easy or convenient. So
Mhm.
I'll just make sure to take the day before you if you're gonna steal my idea.
You know what? You take the chicks, I'll take the bunnies. It's
There
perfect.
you go.
There. I'll just be like, just it's like a snapshot of a bunny, and just be like, "What is this for?" I'll be like, a bunny.
Yep.
It's a bunny. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, there's no really good bunnies on Rose Chronicles. I literally just did a scene with a rabbit, and a character killed it because they were evil. So,
I mean, we just have like a fox in the background of each of our posts with the chicks and the bunny, and just like what happens happens.
yeah,
Or you
whatever.
could do a sim with the bunny, like the death from the bunny, where there's the ghost in them.
And it's just this ghost bunny just following you around.
Well, if you die from a bunny in a cottage living, like your ghost has a bunny in its chest. Like it has how you died. Yeah, it's interesting.
That is amazing. And we don't have enough therapy to go through that conflict. Because I couldn't imagine a ghost with a bunny coming out of my chest. But anyways, Alex, I do have to wrap up this interview. We're almost at the 2 hour mark. It's crazy.
That is not a surprise with
I just
how much we've talked at the round table.
Yeah, definitely not a surprise. But Alex, thank you for coming here today. Why don't you tell everybody where we can find your amazing work?
Yeah, so I am the Awful Gamer everywhere. I've got YouTube and Instagram, and a Discord, but I don't use it. I'm just on Discord as that, so don't look for me there. And then I've got a link tree on my Instagram and YouTube if you're interested at all in the Midnight's Legacy Challenge. You can also find the Queer Family on Queer Family Collabs.
I love that. Links are going to be below. Alex, thank you so much for coming here today. Thank you so much for being part of my round tables as well. Like, I very much appreciate it. I love what you have to bring to the table. I'm really excited for our special. I guess we can talk about it because it hasn't been super announced yet, but it will be filmed by the time this comes out. Is our LGBTQ plus roundtable. I'm very excited that you wanted to co-host that with me.
Yes, I'm so excited. And Kev the Builder too.
Yes, I because it was Tattooed Summer that came to me after our roundtable and was like, I think it'd be really cool if you did these roundtables. And I was like, let me put my glasses on, let me start my day, and then yes, because they're so Gabby and the Tattooed Summer are doing the POC, and I'm still on the hunt for anybody who is disabled that would like to join me as co-hosts. And again, thank you. I'm so excited for that podcast when we film it next month, and just kind of getting a different perspective of what it's like to be in that community and in the Sims, and trying to get that representation into the Sims. And I feel like the Sims team is starting to do it now, but as we talked about, they like to pat themselves in the back without really giving it all that effort. If they like, we solved it, guys. So
Thank you for having me. This has been a
yes,
lot of fun
of
for
course.
all of them.
Yes, for all of yes. Well, Alex, absolute pleasure. Have a great rest of your day. Links are gonna be below. Please go check out Alex, and please go check out the Midnight Legacy. Again, the links are gonna be below. Please go check that out, especially if you're a Swiftie. Or if you know somebody that's a Swiftie, please send it to them so they can get all those little Easter eggs, because they're gonna love it. Because as we discovered, as we chatted about, Taylor Swift fans work for the FBI, because that is how in depth you guys are. Anyways, Alex, have a great rest of your day. And again, thank you so much for coming back. And I look forward to speaking with you very, very soon.
Yeah, thank you. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.